Imagine you're listening to a certified orthopedic surgeon, the kind who doesn't just read studies, but has spent more than 41 years seeing real bodies in the operating room and on the rehab floor. I've spoken with colleagues from Japan, Germany, Canada, the United States, and other countries, and almost all of us share one thing: more than 41 years inside the world of surgeries, joint replacements, fractures, and slow recovery, step by step. We have seen bodies break. We have seen bodies heal. We have seen bodies rebuild. And we've also seen something that's hard to say out loud: what age does when strength disappears. But we have also seen the opposite. We've seen what happens when strength comes back even after 75. And that's why today I need to tell you something honestly. Walking is good. Walking helps. Walking keeps the heart active and the mind clearer. But walking by itself is not enough after 75. And I'm not saying that for drama. I'm saying it because of anatomy, biomechanics, and real clinical outcomes. Because lately, a message keeps getting repeated like it's the absolute truth. It gets repeated by young tech CEOs, longevity gurus, supplement brands, viral social accounts, and even senior workout programs. And the line is always the same: walking is enough. Just steps. Just walk and you sit or done. But when you truly understand the body, you start asking questions that many industries don't want answered. How is walking going to rebuild a muscle that is already wasting away? How is walking going to restore balance if stabilizing fibers are never activated? How is walking going to strengthen bones if there is no load, no tension, no resistance? How is walking going to prevent falls if you never train fast reactions, the ones that save you when you trip? And most importantly, how is walking alone going to protect a 75-year-old body that is already losing strength month after month? It doesn't add up. It doesn't match biomechanics. It doesn't match surgical outcomes. It doesn't match what we see in real patients every single day. That's why a group of 22 surgeons with decades of experience did something almost nobody does. We went looking for the truth the hard way. We reviewed hundreds of studies. We studied rehabilitation programs in 9 countries. We tested routines on ourselves, and we trained with 297 different exercises from around the world. From Japan alone, we studied 144 exercises because there, aging isn't treated like a sentence. It's treated like something you train. Many exercises helped a little. Some didn't step work. Others were good, but not sustainable for older adults. And in the end, only 5 movements delivered what science rarely promises: visible results, measurable results, repeatable results.
Yes, even after 75.
So today I'm going to reveal 5 exercises every person over 75 should do instead of relying only on walking. And stay until the end, because exercise number 2 reactivated lost strength faster than anything we tested in more than 41 years of orthopedic practice. Before we start, I'm going to ask you for something simple. Write your age in the comments. No shame, no embarrassment, just your age, because we start truly reading and responding. And now let's begin with number 5. A movement almost nobody practices, but it can awaken a kind of strength walking can never reach. Exercise number 5, heel to toe walking. It's also called tandem walking or a tightrope walk in clinical settings. At first glance, it looks easy. It might even look silly, but clinically, it sits a gem. This exercise targets a function that starts dropping fast after 75. Proprioception. Proprioception is your body's ability to know where it is in space without needing to look. That's why you can touch your nose with your eyes closed. That's why you can go downstairs without staring at every step. That's why you can walk and adjust your foot if the ground changes. But with age, those nerve signals become weaker. And when that information arrives blurry to the brain, the worst thing happens. Your body reacts late. And a late reaction in an older adult can mean a fall. In studies, proprioceptive accuracy has been observed to decrease by around 25% between ages 65 and 80. And that translates into something very real. Your brain receives less reliable information about where your feet are and what surface you're standing on. Heel to toe walking forces the body to recalibrate because it puts you on a narrow base like walking on a line. And that makes your nervous system work harder. Now here's sets how to do it safely. Stand near a wall or countertop. Not to hold on the whole time, but to have a safety point if you need it. Keep your back tall, shoulders back, but relaxed. Pick a spot ahead of you about 4 or 5 meters away and focus your eyes on it. Now start. Step forward, placing the heel of your front foot right against the toes of your back foot. Heel to toe. No rushing. The goal is not speed. The goal is precision and control. Do about 20 steps in a row, then repeat twice a day. As you improve, you can make it more challenging. Turn your head side to side while you walk, or close your eyes for just a couple steps if you're already very steady, always near support. These progressions mimic real life. Walking through crowds, walking while distracted, walking in poor lighting, and that's why it works. Because it retrains the wiring between your feet and your brain. Something regular, walking on flat ground, barely stimulates. Now let's move to number 4. This one is about independence. The kind of independence that feels small until one day you realize it's slipping away. Exercise number 4, chair squats. This exercise trains something that strongly predicts functional independence in older age. The ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands. It sounds basic, but it's incredibly important. After 75, the muscles that lift you up, mainly the quadriceps and glutes, often lose mass and power faster. That decline has a name, sarcopenia, and in the later years, it can accelerate. It has been reported that older adults may lose around 3% of muscle strength per year after 75. That means in 5 years, you could lose close to 15%. And that 15% doesn't feel like a number. It feels like this: getting up from the toilet and needing support, getting out of the car and struggling, avoiding sitting in someone else's home because you're afraid you won't be able to stand, starting to say no to social plans. And this happens all the time. I have seen patients who walk just fine, but they suffer when they try to stand up. And that sips the trap, because walking can fool you. It makes you think you sear okay, until life demands something different. Now, here sits how to do chair squats. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them straight out in front. Lean slightly forward, like bringing your chest toward your knees, then drive through your heels and stand fully up. Hold for 1 second at the top. And now the most important part. Lower yourself slowly, controlled. Done it, just drop into the chair. The lowering phase is where a lot of strength is built and where you train the control that prevents falls. Do 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps per day, depending on your level. If you cannot do it without hands yet, start using the armrests. And little by little, week by week, rely on them less. The goal is to eventually do it with your arms crossed. Later, when it becomes easy, you can progress. Use a slightly lower chair or hold a light object against your chest. Now let's go to number 3. This exercise targets something walking almost completely ignores, and it's critical for fall prevention. Exercise number 3, standing hip circles. Most people never think about the hips. They focus on knees, on the back, on the ankles. But the hip is the control center of the body. It's where the decision happens. Do you recover or do you go down? When you trip, your body tries to correct quickly. Sometimes you need to step out to the side. Sometimes rotate. Sometimes take an immediate lateral step. If your hips are stiff or the stabilizing muscles are weak, that correction comes too late. Significant age-related decreases in hip mobility have been observed, and that loss is associated with higher fall risk. And there's something even more direct. Hip abductor weakness, the muscles that move your leg out to the side, has been identified as a very strong predictor of falls in older adults, even stronger than some general balance tests. That's why this movement is gold. How to do it? Stand next to a wall or a sturdy chair. Touch it with one hand just for safety. Lift your outside leg, bringing your knee towards your chest. Then open your knee to the side. Then bring it behind you. Then return to the start. You set, drawing a big circle with your knee. 5 circles one direction, 5 circles the other direction. Switch legs. Repeat. The key is slow, controlled. Big circles as large as your mobility allows. If you do it fast, you lose the effect. This exercise improves mobility, but it also wakes up stabilizers. And those stabilizers are what save you when your body needs to react in milliseconds. Do it in the morning when you feel stiff, and again at night. It doesn't just feel good. It can make the difference between a scare and a fracture. Now we go to number 2. And this one surprises people because it's not about moving. It's about pushing without anything moving. Exercise number 2, isometric wall push. Isometric means something simple. You contract the muscle hard without joint movement. And for older adults, that has huge advantages. First, it's kinder to painful joints, arthritis, or limited ranges. Second, it trains the type of strength you need in emergencies, how quickly you can generate force. That sits called rate of force development, and it sits exactly what happens when you stumble. You don't have time to think. You need instant force to correct. In research, isometric training has shown strong improvements in force production and that rapid response capacity, and that translates into something practical. More ability to brace, more trunk stability, more capacity to stop a loss of balance before it becomes a fall. How to do it? Stand facing a wall about 1 arm-sit's length away. Place your palms on the wall at shoulder height. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels. Now push into the wall as hard as you can, like you steer trying to move it. Brace your core. Feel your chest and shoulders working. Feel your legs activating too because they anchor the force into the ground. Hold that effort for 10 to 15 seconds. Breathe normally. Rest. Repeat 3 to 5 times. The best part is you control the intensity. If you stir starting, push moderately. If you stir stronger, push harder. You can also do this against a countertop or even seated, pushing against a desk. What matters is real effort against something immovable. Now we arrive at number 1, the most important exercise after 75. The one that combines balance, hips, ankles, core, and brain in a single movement. Exercise number 1, single leg stance. Standing on one leg seems too simple, but it isn't it. It's one of the best indicators of functional stability, and it's one of the most powerful tools to reduce fall risk. Long-term studies in older adults have observed that not being able to hold a single leg stance for 10 seconds is associated with higher all-cause mortality risk and also a higher risk of serious falls. And even more striking, in some studies, training this one skill reduced fall risk dramatically because it integrates everything. Proprioception, ankle stability, hip strength, core control, coordination. And here sits a truth most people don't realize. Walking is actually a series of single leg balances. Every step includes a moment when you're on one leg. The difference is that in walking, that moment is too short, a fraction of a second, and that isn't set enough to train deep stability. But holding 30 seconds forces the nervous system to fully recruit stabilizers and build endurance. How to do it? Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just 1 or 2 centimeters off the floor. You don't need to lift it high. Keep your hip, knee, and ankle steady. Don't lean too much. Hold for 30 seconds. Switch legs. If you can sit, do 30 yet. Do what you can. 5 seconds. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Then build up week by week. Do it at least 3 times a day. And here sits a trick so you don't forget. Do it while brushing your teeth. One leg in the morning, the other leg at night, or do it while waiting for coffee, or while your food warms up. Consistency is what changes your balance. And if you want to progress, do it gradually. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Turn your head side to side. Stand on a folded towel. always with safety nearby, because we are not training bravery. We are training smart control. Now, here sits the full message. Walking is wonderful. Don said, quit walking. Walk, but don't stop there, because walking doesn't cover everything. It doesn't train proprioception enough. It doesn't give you functional strength to stand up. It doesn't maintain full hip mobility. It doesn't train fast force response. And it doesn't build strong single leg stability. And those are exactly the pieces that decide whether an older adult stays independent or falls into a spiral of limitations. The good news is these 5 exercises don't take hours. Together, they can be done in less than 15 minutes a day. No gym, no machines, no spending money, just consistency and adjustments to match your level. Even if you started with only number 1, the single leg stance, 3 times a day, you'd already be ahead of most people. And over time, your body notices. Your confidence while walking changes. Your ability to stand up changes. Your reaction changes, and that is priceless. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises are you going to start today? And what has been your biggest struggle staying active and keeping good balance as you've gotten older? Write it in the comments. I'm reading. And if this video helped you, hit like so it reaches more people who need it. Subscribe because we're posting powerful senior health tips consistently. And most of all, take care of your body. Not for aesthetics, for freedom, for independence, for the ability to keep living your life without fear of a fall. See you in the next one.